Good morning, everyone. I won't take up too much of your time. I appreciate CEES giving this opportunity to share some of our experiences with you. Yes, well, you've already been introduced to what we do. We are a feminist secular organisation. We campaign against sex trade, pornography, objectification of women, surrogacy, and the transing of children, which is becoming more of a concern. But I'm here today to share recent activism, what we consider to be was a bit of a success in ensuring that the advertised Camden London Porn Fest, which was allegedly held in April, was cancelled and moved. We were alerted to, how do I pass this on? Oh, this here? Yes. Okay. Right. You will see from here, this is us with our banner outside, part of our demonstration. And this person who's standing there, she hopped off a bus with a big fur coat on because it was really cold, and then she threw the coat off and stood right next to our banner. And we thought, well, she's not a member of Object or a supporter, but she was quite nice, and it was quite fun, actually. She didn't object to us being there, so that was quite nice. But to get on to what we actually did to get to the demo, we were alerted to this event by London Anti-Porn Women. I don't know if there's any of you here today from that organisation. If there is, hello, and thank you for your support. And when we looked at the website, don't know. Oops. I'm quite happy to do it without slides. Oh. If you just use that one. Oh, this one there. Okay. So the first thing was, when we looked at the website, was the problems to do with this festival, because it was all online. One of the problems was it was an unlicensed event. The other was that they were actually showing these films in the afternoon, and it was at a venue in central London, which was the Horses Hospital in Camden, and there were no age checks to anybody signing up for any of these lovely films. So to move on to the films, the hashtags advertised for the event were things like pornography associated with knives, pregnancy, which is something that I encountered in Dworkin's book, Men Possessing Women. The last chapter of the book was on porn in pregnancy, which was shocking to me right back in the 80s. And lactation as well is a porn joy, apparently, to watch and get off on. Then we had fisting, violence, necrophilia, all forms of control of various people involved in pornography, people of colour being exploited in pornography, and believe it or not, cancer seems to be a locus for pornography. So in essence, there's nothing that cannot be pornified, whether it's culturally or whether it's on the dark web or whether it's on mainstream porn that we've just heard children in secondary school are now having access to. So in order to deal with this, we contacted various people at the Camden Council whose responsibility it is to cover this sort of thing. So we contacted the councillors. Oops, sorry. Oh, I forgot to mention that. They advertised it on the web as this: porn undeniably has great educational potential. I'm sure sex education has great potential. I'm not sure that pornography in many of its forms has any potential other than to create massive problems for relationships between girls and boys, particularly in secondary schools and so on. So we contacted councillors, the MP, Camden Legal Department, Trading Standards, the licensing officer, the CEO, and the secretary we discovered was the key to all of this. And obviously the press office. So, how do we go about it further? We sent emails to all of these people and find out who's taking action. And the person who seemed to know who was taking action, as I said, is the CEO's secretary. This person seems to know everything that's going on from top to bottom of the council. A good place to start. Phone to follow up the emails. Be nice. They don't like ranting and raving it down the phone. So be nice when you want to make your concerns known and ask the relevant questions about licensing and do they know this is going on in Camden. Make notes of the people you talk to and those who you feel are going to be helpful. And let them know, let the link person, the person you're dealing with, know that you've let other people know as well, so they think, oh, well, I can shelve this. No, you can't, because you're surrounded by other people that we have contacted. And tell them you'll publicise the results, okay? I think I've moved a bit fast there, but I've only got a few minutes. 2 minutes, oh God. So the result was that the event was moved. The event was moved to a very seedy, redundant pub in Camberwell, in a residential area, which wasn't great either. We counted about 25 people going into the event. We demonstrated on the day, and we had large placards, we had banners, we had a loudspeaker with one of Dworkin's famous speeches on the damage of porn, which seemed to really set the tone of the demonstration and got passers-by listening, as well as lots of support from cars. One of the things is get there early with all your placards and all your stuff and your supporters. Let everyone know. We did get hostility, we did get abuse. We were asked how much did we charge for sex. There were all kinds of things going on, but passers-by supported us. The pièce de résistance was this. Oh, sorry, how do I make it go back? Sorry. Oh, that one. Okay, I've got it covered up. Yes. No, the one before it. That's the one. We got sent an invoice about 7 o'clock in the evening, because we arrived at 1. At about 7 o'clock in the evening, the woman who was organising this festival came out and handed us an envelope with an invoice in it and said that we had destroyed their event. We had cost them over £3,000 in loss of revenue, and that as we were just a small organisation of no account, she didn't think we would have the money, so we could give our money to Swarm, Sisters Uncut, Gendered Intelligence, and Mermaids if we felt like donating to these organisations. Obviously we didn't. We've now got, the invoice is now framed in our chairperson's kitchen. And we... and we have other successes. Let me see if I can get this right. I'll get this right one day. Oh, here we go. I don't know if any of you remember the Marks and Spencers were marketing an alcoholic drink called Porn Star Martini. So with a lot of other activist organisations, we complained to Marks and Spencers, and they have not withdrawn the product, they've renamed it, but I'm still not buying it. Nah, it's got nasty overtones. So the conclusion is, very rapidly, is that small, united activism can disrupt pornographers and their claims that porn is normal. And in this case, a group of folks set about organising a festival over a weekend in April, and Object and London Anti-Porn Women with supporters blocked and disrupted their illegal exploitation and thereafter the abuse of women that are mainly the ones featured in pornography. So that destroys many, many lives So thank you very much.